Okay, Beverly Aminata Spencer. Great to see you. It's
Thank
lovely.
you, Stephen.
It's lovely to have you here. We were talking just a bit before about our Jamaica connection, so I'm excited for you to share more in our discussions about that because
Definitely.
it's an island that's they're obviously dear to my heart with
Uh-huh.
my folks being from there. But before we go there, tell that audience in the NTV today what do you do and where you are.
Okay, I'm in the suburbs of New York, Westchester County, and I am a certified holistic health counselor. I specialize in the use of Young Living essential oils, which have literally been my only medicine after food for 25 years, since 1999. And I'm also, I have a BA in music from Yale and a professional certificate from the Dance Theater of Harlem. I am an all-around artist, founding member of Yale Dancers, the first student-run dance company at Yale, which is still in existence today. I won't tell you how many years that is, but many decades. And I I have my own business now, Aminata's Holistic Healing Arts, AHA, where I combine the healing arts and the other arts. I teach Qigong. I teach it every Tuesday at the local library in Ossining, New York, in Westchester County. So if anybody's ever there on a Tuesday, please come and join me for Qigong. Anyone is welcome. And I created my own healing modality in 2018 called MASS, which stands for Meditation Aromatherapy Sound Session. And that's where I combined meditation, aromatherapy, and I play Himalayan singing bowls. And I've done this all different places, libraries, community centers, private sessions. I even did one for a couple of women. One had her dog, and the dog was actually meditating. I've done it with two baby boys in the room, and so it's a beautiful modality, and I love sharing it. So
Wow, wow,
yeah.
that's beautiful. You covered so much in that introduction. That's
I
so
didn't want
that's
to
so
miss
cool.
anything, so I wrote notes for myself.
No, that's great. That's great. It's easy to miss. And something I want to pick up on was that you said the living essential oils, apart from food, has been
Medicine.
your medicine.
Yes.
And I want people to hear that loud and clear.
Yes.
That
Well,
there are
yeah.
things other than medication.
Yes. Yes. Well, one of my things that I do, and I've spoken on it, is holistic health without pharmaceuticals. Now, I get that term from Dr. Henry Ely. I didn't coin it, but I love it, because the pharmaceuticals, they all start from plants. Essential oils are the lifeblood of plants. And Young Living essential oils are the world leaders of essential oils. We actually have farmland on 6 continents, and you can visit any of our farms. And many of our oils can be taken internally. Our Vitality line of oils can be taken internally, which means that they're truly therapeutic grade. And there's a seed to seal process, meaning that it starts with organic seed grown on organic soil, no fungicides, pesticides, or the like. Harvested at the peak time, depending on the plant, because some plants need to be harvested in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening. And then they're distilled under low temperature to maintain all of the chemical constituents that make it truly therapeutic grade. And then, of course, they're tested, and the standards are higher than any national or international standards.
Mm.
So it's a beautiful thing, and they've really changed my life. And in fact, I could say they almost saved my life. When my car was totaled, I told the two EMT ladies, wait a minute, I got to get my deep relief and put it on my neck, and then my stress away, and before they took me off to the hospital. But they're amazing. And there's a line for, they're safe for babies. There's a line for babies called Seedlings, and a line for children called Kid Sense, and even a line for pets called Animal Sense.
Mm.
So they're, and then essential oils, supplements is enhanced with essential oils. It's just a beautiful lifestyle that I highly recommend.
Wow, wow. Was there, you mentioned an accident, but was there something in your upbringing that brought you to the awareness of essential oils?
Well, as a child, I had a perfume kit set. and it was actually essential oils. So I used to play with them as a child. I was introduced to essential oils, other essential oils, throughout my life. But in 1999, when I was at an African dance and drum retreat in upstate New York, a friend introduced me to Young Living, and they've been my medicine ever since. But the way I come about holistic health is I lost my mother to cancer when I was 23 and she was only 55. And had I had the knowledge I have now and these oils, she'd still be alive, because they've done research documented by scientists and doctors all over the world how these oils can help to, I can't say heal, but reverse cancers. So because they are the first medicine. I mean, long before there were pharmaceuticals, as I call them, our grandparents, great grandparents, they used plants as medicine. Food, let food be thy medicine, medicine thy food. I mean, it goes back to ancient Egypt, essential oils, because in King Tut's tomb, they found alabaster jars that still had remnants of essential oils. And there are papyrus that have recipes, as it were, for different aspects of helping the body
Yeah.
using essential oils. So,
Yeah.
very powerful, but not harmful. I don't have to tell you a litany of side effects, unlike
Right.
pharmaceuticals, and side effects may include dry mouth and death. I mean, I don't have to do that with Young
Yeah.
Living essential oils.
That is
Big
so
difference.
cool.
Yeah.
And like you said, just it's sad to hear, you're losing your mother so early and so young. And then understanding that there is the mindset of holistic health brings into play all sorts of aspects. You mentioned in AHA, the Aminata holistic health,
Healing
heal
arts.
arts. That's right, holistic healing arts, and the MAS,
Mass
the meditation, aromatherapy, and sound,
sound session.
bringing everything together. I love the fact that it really speaks to being holistic, because it's not one modality, but it's multiple. And if they're in harmony, then that harmony is reflected in the body, and that's
Indeed,
what you're
indeed.
after.
Yeah, because if you heal one aspect of the body, other things heal naturally.
Mm.
I mean, the human body is able to heal itself. And recently they've shown and found that every organ in the body can regenerate itself, but it can't do it if you're using a microwave. It can't do it if you're eating junk and GMOs, and you've got to move your body. The founder of Young Living, Gary Young, who actually healed himself from paralysis, and studied about aromatherapy from the best people around the world, and also longevity. He was a visionary, and I forgot where I'm going with this. um, but the body can really heal itself.
Yeah.
And I know where I was going with that. He studied the longest lived people on the planet. Some people call it the blue zones, but
Yes.
some of them were the Tarahumara Indians, the Hunza people, the Ninja people in China, and they all had, this just to name a few, they all had, he taught that, Gary Young taught that they all had three things in common. They all had a very healthy diet. The food that they were consuming was healthy. They all moved their body. They were not couch potatoes. And they all fasted a certain number of days out of the year.
Mm.
So fasting is important. Moving your body, you got to move your body.
Yeah.
You can't be healthy and lay up on the couch and eat junk food. So it's a holistic thing, and bringing it all together is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I walk my talk. Okay. Yeah.
Or you dance. You probably dance your
I
talk,
dance it
actually.
too. Thank you. I've been dancing since I was 3, and my father taught me how to draw when I was 3. I learned how to swim when I was 3. So I've been doing this kind of stuff for decades.
There you go. There you go. There you go. And it shows. Your
Thank you.
countenance, and your smile, and your demeanor speaks volumes. And
Thank you.
I hope people can pick up on that, because that's another aspect of being whole. is all of these things. Your body informs your mind, and your mind can then inform your body. And
Yes, you're reminding me of a quote that I have over here. It says from Gandhi, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. That was
mm,
Gandhi. So,
wow,
yeah,
yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And we all have a part to play in making that journey the way it is. And like you said, if you're if you're unable, not unable, but if you're unwilling to
Hmm.
move, if you're not taking those actions, granted, if you're unable to move, that's a different dimension. But
Hmm.
if you're
Hmm.
unwilling to move, then that's really, you still have the opportunity to do so. I'm a big advocate of being out of my head and into my body, and whether it's
Thank you. Yes, embodiment. That's a big
yeah,
word these days. Yeah, you've
yeah,
got to embody your body.
yeah,
Yeah, because you can stay in your head, but there's benefits and detractions for that. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so so I mentioned Jamaica. Tell us a little bit about what's going on for you in Jamaica later this year.
Thank you. Thank
Make
you.
me
I'm
jealous.
actually doing my very first retreat in Negril, Jamaica on July 10th, from July 10th to the 14th. And it's called Awaken Inner Healing, Feel Your Joy. And it's literally 25 years in that I've wanted to do this, and it's hopefully it will be. I'm claiming that it's going to happen. Uh, I still have space open, and I'm working on my sales page a little late, but better late than never. So look out for that. I'll put some information down in the link to this, or in the comments afterwards. But it's I'd love to have anyone who wants to awaken their inner healing naturally, holistically, and feel their joy in a beautiful space. Jackie's on the Reef, and I actually introduced her to Young Living Essential Oils back in 2000. I trained several of her massage therapists in the raindrop technique, which was created by Gary Young. And it's just a magical place, where you can look to your left and the sun rises, you look to your right, the sun sets, and in front of you is the Caribbean Sea, and you're on a coral reef, but you can see that the earth is literally round because the horizon is not flat. You can see the curvature of the earth, which is pretty amazing. And
That's
so I welcome anyone who's interested in joining me July 10th through the 14th to direct message me. You can do that through my name, Beverly Aminata Spencer, on Facebook, and we'll chat and see if this is something that you would want to join me
yeah.
in doing. Yeah.
I am looking forward to that information, because even if I can't make it, I'll just try and transport myself there spiritually,
Okay.
because it is a beautiful part of the world. I've been there,
Uh-huh.
and traveling that westmost coast of Jamaica is absolutely idyllic. And I can't imagine, I can't think of a nicer part of the world to be in. To do something like that. So definitely, I'll look for that information.
Great.
But it is, yeah, it is definitely a great space. And
Yeah.
then I want to hear a bit more about your dance career in
Okay.
yeah.
Well, as I said, I started dancing when I was 3. I actually had my first dance teacher at the Scarborough Day Camp when I was 3. Rita Chasen was her name. And then I started studying at the Steffi Nossen Dance School in Westchester County from age 7 through high school. And they had a pre-professional company, the Steffi Nossen Dance Company. So I learned, it was modern dance, modern and then jazz. And the company performed all over Westchester. It was a really pre-professional company. And then when I went to Yale, I as I said, I was a founding member of Yale Dancers, the first student-run dance company at Yale, and still in existence today. And that's where I did a lot of my choreography, and I think that's probably where I had my first ballet class, I think. I remember Carmen de Lavalade, the famous dancer, was a teacher, a guest teacher, guest artist teacher there. Um, for master class or two.
Mm.
And I had my when after I graduated, I worked on Wall Street. Hated it. But after my mother passed away, I was able to go back to Yale to study Chinese, which I did the language, and then I something said, okay, go to Dance Theater of Harlem. So I went to Dance Theater of Harlem and got my first point shoes because I was always a modern and jazz dancer. I thought, ballet, I don't know. But Dance Theater of Harlem was a beautiful experience. I got my first pair of point shoes at 26, and I was studying. I ended up dancing with the ensemble with people who were basically 10 years my junior. And I would have loved to have been in the company, but it wasn't meant to be. But the training there at Dance Theater of Harlem was extraordinary. Um, just extraordinary, still is. And I have friends that I've made from there that are still my friends to this day.
Wow.
So I do, and I've taught dance. I used to teach all over Westchester, and I also taught with the New York City Department of Education for many years as a dance educator. The art of dance, it's not a sport. I hate when people call dance a sport. It's an art. And I taught there full time for 17 years, and so, but I taught all over Westchester prior to that. So
Mm.
I teach ballet, modern, jazz, tap, African, my own style, Afro modern, for which I was written up in the New York Times, a full page. It was February 14th, 1999. If anyone wants to look it up, Beverly A. Spencer. Afro modern dance. I believe I coined that phrase back in the day, in the
Wow.
early 90s, probably. So yeah,
So
I guess that's enough about my
that's
dance career.
so that's I mean with that's quite a length of time. You mentioned, learning at 3 and 7 and being involved in this and it being such a pivotal, well, such a it's a core of who you are if it's been in your life. What life lessons has a life in dance taught you?
Well, one of the things, and the first lesson I used to teach my students is dance demands discipline of your mind so your body can do things you never thought you could do. Because dance and the arts, it's a form of discipline, but it carries over into any other academics that you may choose to do. Because as Steffi Nasson, one of my early teachers, taught, there's no such thing as a dumb dancer. And interestingly, a few years back, maybe 10 years ago now, I love Alvin Ailey, American Dance Theater from a child, and I had gone to see them at a matinee, and Matthew Rushing, they had an afterwards Q&A with with some of the dancers. They weren't ballerinas, they're modern dancers, and he actually said the exact same thing. There's no such thing as a dumb dancer, which is so true because dancers use their minds and their body. So it goes back to the discipline. Uh, if you can discipline your mind to have your body do things you never thought you could do, surely you can do virtually anything you set your mind to. And everything happens with the thoughts, as we mentioned earlier. And, you know, we only use 10% of our brain. So if we expand that, who knows what's possible. So yeah.
Wow, wow, that is so true. I love that term. No such thing as a dumb dancer. I know my oldest daughter went to college with a couple of friends that were in dance, and they still are in dance today.
Yeah.
And they're smart. They are smart people. I mean, they're just even if you didn't know they danced, they are just smart people. And
Mhm,
then
mhm,
having the smarts to actually maneuver and control your body through, like you said, the discipline
mhm,
really does take that up to another notch. It's
mhm.
so powerful.
True. Yes. Yeah.
So your business is the and
Yeah.
that's how people
That's
can
the
find.
acronym. Yeah.
That's the acronym.
Aminata's Holistic Healing Arts. Aha. Yeah.
That's great. And then so where can people find you? Where are you active? What platforms can they reach you on?
Well, I'm new to Facebook. I swore off social media until I did a year-long program with Sage Levine's Entrepreneurial Leadership Academy in 2022. So I joined Facebook for that. So you can find me on Facebook under Beverly Aminata Spencer. I also have a group page, Aminata's Holistic Healing Arts, AHA, AHHA, and I have a business page. I'm working on a website. I am somewhat of a troglodyte, I guess you call it. Is that the word? Because I did 4 years at Yale with an electric typewriter. That's how old I am. So I don't live in cyberspace. So, but you can find me on Facebook, and I will have a website up at some point, sooner or later. And so find me on Facebook, DM me if you're interested in learning more. Actually, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to click on a link and get a free mini sound bath, which is just
Ooh.
under 6 minutes. So I encourage you, if you need to relax, if you're a little scattered or whatever, anxious, overwhelmed, check out my mini sound bath, just under 6 minutes, and I think you'll get a little zen going on.
You'll have to explain a bit more than just saying sound. I mean, you put two words that we know together,
Okay.
and I can imagine what a sound bath is like, but
Well,
share what that is.
I play Himalayan singing bowls. I meant to have one available to show you, but these are my bowls are practitioner quality bowls. They're from Nepal. Some of them were actually in temples, and some of them could be hundreds of years old. I'm not sure. It's not like I went to Amazon and said, let me get a singing bowl. No, mine are practitioner quality bowls. In fact, when I was at the dentist the other day, maybe last month, I was playing one of the recordings of my mass, and this woman said, "Are those temple bowl? Is that from the temple?" Because she recognized as a Buddhist the sound of the bowls. So they're actually made out of metal, and they're called singing bowls because they actually sound like singing. Some of them, when you hit them, they'll sound like a gong because the reverberation, but they also can be rimmed, and you hear that
Mm.
kind of a sound,
Yeah.
right? And it's all about the vibration. Everything is energy. So the things that I share and teach and use in my everyday experience literally raise the frequency. Young Living essential oils literally raise the body's frequency. Okay, this sound can raise your frequency. I'm
Mm.
sure everybody has seen the megahertz and stuff. So it's all about frequency and energy. And Qigong, when I teach Qigong, surely that changes the frequency of your body. So, and of course, music and dance, you know, I can't say enough about that. The
There you go.
arts, even
Yeah.
visual arts, writing, it's all about expression, and the arts are the earth. There's a saying that maybe you've heard, earth without art is just right?
I've never heard that, but that's very good.
EARTH. Art is
Eh,
right there in the middle. Without the art there, it's
eh.
EH. Yeah, yeah,
That is so, that is so true. That is so true. Yeah, I'm glad to have lived through a period where we've transitioned from there being a very clear delineation between something that is technical and something that is artistic, and my background's in IT, which was supposed to be all very technical and cerebral, and doesn't cross over to the other side. And now we see this melding, and it's actually, like you said, raising frequencies because things are coming together.
yeah.
What do you, and it begs a question I wanted to ask.
Mhm.
There's things that raise frequency. What do you see in life that diminishes not it could lower or just
Yes.
diminish frequencies?
Well, I thought I had the book with me here, but I put it somewhere else. Oh yeah, let me grab it.
Hmm.
Um, there's actually ways to measure. And you said what lowers the frequency. This was from an essential oil reference book talking about how you can they've done measurements on the frequency of foods and essential oils. So like the human brain is 72 to 90 megahertz. The human body is 62 to 68 megahertz. Cold symptoms are at 58 megahertz. Flu symptoms, 57. Candida, 55. Epstein-Barr, 52. Cancer, 42. Death begins at 25 megahertz, right? But processed foods, 0 megahertz. Processed foods. Fresh produce is up to 15 megahertz. Dry herbs is 12 to 22 megahertz. Fresh herbs are 20 to 27. Essential oils, 52 to 320 megahertz. The highest frequency of essential oils is rose oil.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they've done the studies where just even they took just like holding a cup of coffee versus taking a sip of it
Mm.
can lower your frequency.
Wow.
So that, you know,
Yeah.
but yet again, if you just take a drop of essential oil, and this is an aromatherapy treatment, I'll just teach you quickly. Hold the non-dominant hand, palm, let it drop through your auric field. I'm using surrender now. And then you take your peace fingers clockwise 3 times to increase the frequency, rub your hands together, cup over your nose and mouth and inhale. That is an aromatherapy treatment, so that once it goes in the skin, it's in the bloodstream, oxygenating the blood. You inhale it, it goes to the pineal gland, the seat of the soul, and all the while it's raising the body's frequency. And they've done the studies to tell you exactly what the frequencies are for the different essential oils.
Mm.
This is science.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, there's going to be skeptics, there's going to be naysayers out there. There always are. But at the same time,
And lies too.
and yeah, and flat out liars. That's true. That's true. But there's an element that says, for me, my mantra is, you know, stay open and be curious. And
Agreed. Yes.
I've had some amazing guests, and you've been one of them, Beverly. It's been a real pleasure.
My
Um,
pleasure as
I
well.
I I'm just ticked that your Negril event is so close. If it was further out in the year, I might have just.
Well, this should
But
be the first of many, so maybe you'll catch it the next time.
I would love to. I would love to. Let's stay connected, and you can invite me to the next
Yes,
one.
please check out my mini sound bath. That'll put you on my email list if you click on that, and I'd love to see.
Fantastic,
And
fantastic.
that
We'll
goes
make
for
sure
any one of you listening out there.
we get the connections to that. I will definitely do the sound bath. I feel like I need one. I just feel like
Good, good.
that's great. Beverly, thank you again so much for your time and just the journey that you've taken us on in this chat today. So really appreciate you.
It's my pleasure to share, to have the opportunity to share with all of you in this community. So thank you.
Great.
Still
Okay. Okay.
recording?
The live has stopped. I
Okay.
can stop the recording as well. Uh,